a pause on AI research, and Thunderflix. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Zocdoc, the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. Find out more at Zocdoc.com/MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. This bonus-length MacVoices Live session concludes as the panel considers the motives behind an open letter suggesting that AI research be paused. And then, just for fun, we take a look at a new streaming music video service that focuses on heavy metal. Let's go back and let the panel do the talking. Something a little meatier. I'm trying to look at the time because we may run just a little bit over because there's just a couple other things I want to get to. But this one, there was a letter issued by a number of reputable people requesting that AI experiments be paused.
Good luck.
Every one of these people should be slapped.
Okay,
this is a very disingenuous open letter.
I mean, I looked at it and thought, aren't they cute? You know, they really think that they're going to solve this problem with us, with an open letter. But why do you say it's disingenuous?
The purpose of this letter has nothing to do with trying to protect us as people living in a community or a culture where AI usage is growing. This is about trying to set up a system where the people that are part of this program can get a leg up on their competition. This is not an altruistic letter. This is a strategic move to try and improve their position in the AI tool market.
Yep, and or have a steering on the results that AI provides.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's here to stay.
Okay, so this was complete misdirection rather than a genuine concern over the directions that
I think so. Yeah.
The generative engines are taking.
Like anything, if you don't want to use it, don't.
I mean, at this point, that genie is fully out of the bottle.
Yeah.
It's not going back in.
Yeah, and
Agreed.
a lot of their concerns, and I have to use air quotes now, concerns are speculative fear-mongering, I think. I mean, yes, there are problems, and there's a lot that needs to be worked out for this part of the AI space, and we have to use that term very loosely here. There's a lot of unknowns and a lot of concerns, and there's going to be a lot of fast growth, but this letter addresses nothing that actually matters. And if you think that these companies are going to pause their own research while they make everyone else wait 6 months, then I have some pictures of the Pope in a puffy coat that I want to sell you.
That's right.
Also,
Brian,
some AI generated land in beachfront property in Arizona.
That's right.
Yeah. Good point. Brian, you brought up the one that you feel the concern is legit.
Yeah, my understanding is I think it was it the CEO, I think, of Getty Images. I was just looking through. Yeah, Craig Peters. I believe that maybe with Getty Images, I think they're upset that some of the images that are created with the AI systems are being used without their permission or citations and authorizations. So I can see a concern there that they may have a legitimate gripe.
Yep,
Yes.
That is legit. And the whole thing about using data without authorization, that's absolutely legit. Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I can see that from kind of two different directions on Getty. Yeah, number one, that copyright infringement is absolutely legit. But on the other hand, Getty is the number one name in stock images. So they have a large financial incentive to try to crush any potential competition.
That's absolutely valid as well. I mean, they have gone so far as to buy their competitors who were offering products at lower price points, so that they wouldn't have that competition anymore. Remember Shutterstock? Getty owns them.
Yeah. Getty bought them.
Yeah, there are a lot of them that they picked off. So, two more to go, and then we're out of here. And this one, I'm anxious to just see what everyone thought that Twitter isn't a company anymore.
E Corp.
Oh my God.
No,
as I said in the Slack, I think we kind of knew that a few months ago.
Yeah. This just makes it official on paper.
Yeah.
Did any of you follow through? Man, I'm really talky tonight. Sorry about that. Did any of you read through the Slate article and try and follow the chain of companies that Elon set up and bounce stuff around through and merge this?
Try is the operative word.
Yeah. I mean, it is a convoluted mess with all of these different corporations that were set up and then merged and then switched and the next thing you know, it's like
there's a reason why they call it shell companies,
right? And they were definitely doing a shell game with all of these companies here. Yeah,
they're still
his plan. Yeah, and his plan for this everything app is equally murky.
Oh yeah.
So Webb's not here to comment on what what Elon's master plan is, but it still is. It's just fascinating to watch everything that's happening and how many of the decisions seem to be so questionable and almost designed to go the other direction, to push people away. So,
when you get rid of your whole PR team and have an auto reply to all PR requests, which is just a poop emoji. What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised when I do look at Twitter, which isn't that much, but it still looks kind of normal. It doesn't look as messed up as it seems to me like it should be.
You start seeing things like very vague locations for posts and not being able to find. Yeah. There's just little things that prop up that just didn't used to happen.
Yeah, as someone that hasn't actually been on Twitter for months now, I cannot personally attest to this, but I have heard from friends that are still on Twitter to a degree that they are seeing a higher percentage of hate-related content and racist content. I'm not there, so I can't say, yeah, that's a thing, but it is a complaint that I've been hearing.
Jeff, I heard, I'm sorry that I can't give a citation on this because it was either on the morning news or it was on a podcast this afternoon, and I just don't remember where it was. But it was a journalist, and he was making the point that his journalist friends, his journalist associates, the other people in his community have not migrated from Twitter. That he would prefer to be on Mastodon, but that's where they're still there. And so he feels like he has to be there because that's where the people he wants to follow and wants to interact with are.
I share that sentiment.
I have seen discussions about that issue on Mastodon, and I can appreciate the frustration that a lot of these media people are experiencing, because if that's where your audience is, even if you don't like it yourself, you do need to be where your audience is. The other side of that is I've seen some of these people saying that they need to be there on Twitter because that's where their audience is. But what they're seeing is that the presence they've created on Mastodon, even though they have a much smaller following there, they're now starting to see better interaction with their audience on Mastodon than on Twitter. So I'm curious to see how that plays out for people that are in a position where, yeah, they legit really do need to be on Twitter still because that's what their audience is.
Yeah,
Jeff,
I think.
Go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
I think since there are multiple audiences on Twitter, different groups are seeing different results.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
But just to be clear, Jeff, this journalist was talking about his peers, not his audience.
Oh, okay.
And that's what really caught my attention. It's like, okay, so they, for whatever reason, they haven't been offended, insulted, or whatever enough. And it takes me back to the question of, is Mastodon really? It's certainly an alternative, but is it an alternative for professional interaction or that kind of interaction? And I know at one point in our discussions that have been going on, we said how many companies are establishing presences in Mastodon. It doesn't seem like a lot from where I sit yet. I don't know if they're waiting to see, but the Twitter feeds are still there, and most of the Facebook presences are still there.
Yep.
Yeah,
not so much in Mastodon.
We're in an interesting place right now, and I think that there's a lot of mentality about it's like Highlander. There can be only one, and I don't know if that's really true long term. Can there be only one primary social media platform, or are we going to see more of a fragmentation like we used to have? And then that consolidated down to where everyone was like, hey, it's Twitter and Facebook.
We're definitely seeing a fragmentation.
Yeah,
I mean, right now,
what comes out of that?
Yeah, I mean, like right now we have local businesses which mostly exist on Facebook. The news and sports is still predominantly Twitter, and a lot of the tech community, as well as some politics, has migrated over to Mastodon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
and there are other services out there, or social media platforms that are out there, and just because we may not be using those doesn't mean that they won't be getting traction and some level of popularity as well.
This edition of MacVoices is supported by Zocdoc. Find local doctors who take your insurance at Zocdoc.com/MacVoices. You've been stewing about a health problem you have. You almost resort to texting your group chat to get your friends' opinions. You're extremely unlikely to find quality medical advice in your group chat. But you can find it from a doctor on Zocdoc. Thousands of medical professionals on Zocdoc are there to help you. They listen like a friend and give you the expert care you need. Zocdoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. When you're not feeling your best and just trying to hold it together, finding great care shouldn't take up all your energy. That's where Zocdoc comes in. Using their free app that millions of users rely on, you can find the right doctor that meets your needs and fits your schedule. Book an appointment with a few taps in their app and start feeling better, faster, with Zocdoc. Go to Zocdoc.com/MacVoices and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's Zocdoc, Zocdoc.com/MacVoices. Zocdoc.com/MacVoices. Thanks to Zocdoc for their support of MacVoices. Last story of the evening, and it's just for Ben and me. Ben, did you see this? A Netflix for heavy metal has launched, and it costs $6.66 a month.
Thunderflix. I would like to give my reaction to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this, and I mean, at first you say, "Oh, come on, what a gimmick!" But it looks like they have some aspirations for being a destination for concerts and videos, definitely with a bent toward the music you and I like. So I think I will, and there are free trials available. It says so. I will be trying this out.
Yes.
Will
think
anybody
this
else?
is cool.
Oh, Jeff. Okay, so we have three. Anybody else want to try out Thunderflix?
That's
with
cool.
us?
I'll try it out.
Oh, David. Okay.
For me, it would be more about the content beyond the concerts, because there's a lot in the heavy metal space that goes into the film side.
Yes.
And I've always just really enjoyed that and found that to be fascinating.
Yep. The only catch to this is you do have to sign up for it at 2 minutes to midnight.
Well, that just stands to reason.
Okay, how many people really understood that reference?
Only the Maiden fans.
Ben, you and me, and that's it. Yeah.
I'm thinking because I know it, and I can't remember the group.
I literally just said it.
He just said it.
Oh, you did? I wasn't paying attention. Oh my God, my secret's out. I actually don't listen to anything on the show.
Oh, that was good.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, you found me out. I don't even know who's on the show tonight. What show is this?
It's the big In Touch with MacVoices.
Oh, great. I've heard that's a really cool show.
Guys, thank you for sticking around. I definitely wanted to get through some of this stuff because I think it did deserve the discussion we gave it, and probably a lot more. So there will be more coming. Let's go around the room, let folks know where they can find you, and then we'll go and take a break. David Ginsburg, thank you so much for being here. Where can folks connect with you?
Thank you for having me. I always have a blast. You can find me at InTouchWithIOS, InTouchWithIOS.com. YouTube is youtube.com/InTouchWithIOS. I'm on the Mac Show on Fridays at the British Tech Network, as well as I am on Mastodon at DaveG65 on Mastodon.cloud. And I'm on Twitter, DaveG65.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Eric Bolden, the man in the cherry blossoms. Where can folks find you?
I can be found on Mastodon, EA Bolden at techhub.social.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. Jim Ray, thank you for being here. Where can folks touch base with you?
You can find me on the web at proview.com, and also on Mastodon at proviewjim at techhub.social.
And Jim has his handy little lower third there, so you can find me.
Yeah, so I didn't even bother spelling ProView. Since
let's do that.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Ben Rathig, somewhere.
And my hat matches my lower third there.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I didn't do that on purpose. I just noticed.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. Well, Ben's shirt actually matches your lower third almost. So
yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Ben, somewhere it's 2 minutes to midnight. Where can folks connect with you?
Well, you can find me on your social media of choice at Ben Rathig. I think I'm pretty much have a presence on all the Mastodons, and they all direct to my techhangout.social. You can find me on my website rathig.tech. Yes, I own that domain now. Thanks,
awesome.
Jeff. You can also find me Thursday nights in touch with iOS with that Dave Ginsburg guy. You guys might have heard of him. You can also find me with Jeff on the Big and Mac shows on Thursday and Friday on the British Tech Network. Did I forget anything?
Great. That sounds good to me. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Brian, welcome. This was quite an indoctrination for your first official Mac Voices Live. I hope you'll be back after this. Where can folks connect with you?
Sure. A couple places you can find me. Mastodon, Brian8944 at mastodon.cloud. And then also Twitter, just Brian8944.
Excellent. Thank you. Good to have you. Last but not least, Jeff Gamet. Thank you for being here as always. It's Tuesday, by the way. Where can folks find you?
Yeah, thank you for the reminder. All right. So first, thanks for letting me on whatever show we're on. What is this? The heavy metal show? I don't know. Anyhow, social media, Mastodon and Instagram. That's where I'm most active. I am Jay Gamet on basically everything. Then for shows, in addition to the heavy metal happy hour that we're doing tonight, this guy, Chuck Joyner, he does a show called MacVoices Live. He's a nice guy. Check it out. I do that show when he lets me on. Then on, let's see, then what else is there? On the British Tech Network, the Big Show on Thursdays and the Mac Show on Fridays. And then also on Thursdays, there's this other really nice guy. His name is Dave Ginsburg. If you haven't met him, you should. And he does In Touch with iOS, and he lets me on that sometimes too, because like Chuck, he hasn't learned yet. And and then Brian Chaffin and I, because we both have to do this penance for being horrible people, we have teamed up and we do the Context Machine.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. David, you and I are going to have to talk about this Gamet guy.
I've heard about him, and he is trouble.
Yeah, he keeps telling us we haven't learned, so we're going to have to discuss this.
You might want to call Ewan too.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen that Jeff guy? And when he's doing the hosting of shows,
Interim.
The perpetual interim hosting, and all I can figure is that Ewan's just like, screw
it. I got nobody else. I'm just let him run. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices Live. We do this on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, whatever time that is, wherever you are. We would love to have you join us in the chat room at youtube.com/MacVoicesTV. We've had a lot of friends in there tonight, a lot of great discussion going back and forth. Thank you to the chat room for everything they've contributed to, because it's been a blast. One programming note. The programming note is that next Tuesday, which is the 18th, we will be dark again. I'll be at NAB in Las Vegas, so you can look for plenty of NAB coverage after the fact once I get home, because I'd prefer to be present and actually experiencing the event and trying to bring it to you through interviews with the vendors and the attendees and anybody else I can find to talk to. So we'll be dark on the 18th. We'll be back the following Tuesday, and then things should smooth out from there. One other programming note, though, we've just started the Road to MacStock. I know someone was asking earlier in the chat when MacStock was. July 22nd and 28th, MacStock Conference and Expo. 22nd and 23rd, excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Let's see. David's speaking. Jeff is speaking. I'm speaking. I don't know who else from the panel is going, but there are going to be a lot of folks that I would love to see the whole panel there if at all possible, but I know it probably isn't. But we'd love to have you there. So MacStock Conference and Expo, go check it out. The first two episodes on the road to MacStock talk with Mike Potter about the event itself and Barry Falk about an associated event, the Midwest Mac Barbecue. So check those out as well. We will see you next time. As always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.